Hello and welcome to the first video of what will likely be a long-running series on how to take care of pet rats. Pet rats, you've heard about them. Maybe you're curious, maybe you kind of want one, but you're not really sure because you have a hard time figuring out what it's like to have a pet rat. Well, this new series is the right one for you. It's made to help you make up your mind. Are rats the right pet for you? How is it to have rats, to take care of them, to share your life with pet rats? This series of video is gonna talk about everything about it. I'm gonna give you all the information you need to make up your mind about are pet rats the right pet for you or not. Today, first episode, we're gonna talk about the first thing you should think about before acquiring a new pet. Money. This is often an overlooked aspect of having pets, but yeah, you have to be able to provide for them in food, shelter, healthcare, everything that a pet needs. How much money will you have to invest to take care of these little furry creatures, huh? Are they expensive or are they relatively cheap? Well, let's explore this aspect in detail in today's video. Roll the fucking credits. I'm tired of this introduction already, it's too long. So, the first thing you're gonna want to buy before even acquiring the pet rats themselves, obviously, is a nice big cage. This one is 5 feet tall, 1.50 meters tall. It's a good height for rats who love to go up and down a lot. You do not want a cage that is quite low in height. 5 feet is maybe a minimum for a group of rats. Another thing that you should be aware of is that a lot of cages rust. So you want to choose one that is treated against rust, that is not gonna rust on you, because that can be a pain to clean. On the subject of cleaning, by the way, try to find one that has big doors that open on each side. I've got one that has one small door in the center, which is not ideal for cleaning, but I got it really cheap on sale, so I cannot really complain. I was lucky enough to get this model for the cheap price of 100 euros, which is quite a good sale considering that an average cage that is good design for rats will usually cost around 300 euros. But you can always, like I did, buy one on sale or even buy one used, if you're willing, of course, to do a lot of cleaning before putting your rats in it. So, let's round things up at 200 and move on to item number 2, the cage. Wait, what? Did I goof up and say the cage again? No, you're gonna need the second cage. A different one, which you're gonna use to house babies when they're too young to go in a big cage, to separate the babies from the big rats when you have both, to maybe isolate a rat that has become aggressive or a sick rat that is maybe too weak to move up and down flights of stairs and will want to rest on a flat surface. You're gonna need another cage for all these cases and more. A smaller one, of course, much smaller than your principal cage and with only one floor. So I've got this one, which is really small. That is the smallest that you can go. Don't go smaller than that. You can go bigger, of course, if you want, as long as you respect these really simple principles. First, plastic base and metal bars. That's the base. No levels, just one floor at the bottom, of course. And yeah, you could go bigger, but actually before this one I had a a similar one that was really bigger, and when a rat is really young or alone, he doesn't take a lot of space and doesn't do a lot of running, so they tend actually to just keep in one corner, so you really don't need a big one. So this one was really cheap. It cost me 20 euros. Classic model of this type will go between 30 and 80 euros, which I'm gonna round up at 50 currency conversion right now. By the way, be wary of this little detail that can make a big difference: the spacing between the bars. Counterintuitively, a lot of these small cages with only one floor are made for bigger animals like rabbits or guinea pigs, and obviously the spacing between the bars will be quite wide, about 1 inch, which is too wide for small rats, and they will escape, and it's really a bad thing. So when you buy a small cage like this one, you want to buy one that is made for dwarf hamsters or mice or gerbils, I want to say, but I kind of think that gerbils are mice. I think I should brush up on my rodent facts. Anyway, that's quite important. Ideally, you want a spacing that is less than 1 centimeter between every bar, so your little rats cannot escape from it, which would be a shame. Item number 3, the cage. No, I'm just kidding at this point. Item number 3 is the transport box, which is actually kind of a cage in a way. There's this very classic model that you can find pretty much everywhere. I've seen this model in every pet store I've ever went, and yeah, it's made for a couple rabbits or 1 kitten or a ferret. If you get into rats, you're soon gonna find out that there isn't a lot of things that are made especially for rats, and you're often gonna have to buy something that is made for another animal but is rat compatible. Often that animal will be the ferret. So this is made for, yeah, I think bunnies, but it's perfect for rats. You see the spacing between the bars is good. If you cannot put your finger between the bars, then it's good. If you can put your finger, they can escape. Basically, that's a rule of thumb, ironically. So it's made of plastic, which is good. It opens like this. Up, you put your rats in there, you close carefully, then they tend to put their paws and tails pretty much everywhere. There's a small hole here, a small opening. Of course, there are other kinds of transport boxes available. This is really the most classic model, but you have a lot of kinds. Remember, if it's all plastic, that's the ideal. Fabric is not great, and it's not really stable. There are some that are made of metal, which is kind of clunky, and really plastic with a lot of airflow. You see bars here, bars on the bottom, bars here, holes. That's a good configuration, and it's, you know, it's so you can see it's solid. It looks nice. It's a good build quality, and actually this one was pretty cheap, so you can have a good transport box for, yeah, less than 20. Let's say 15. That's what I paid for this one. So 15 euros currency conversion now. So that will be it for part 1. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, and don't forget to explain why in the comments so I can make the upcoming ones better. Talking about the upcoming ones, part 2 of this video is coming in less than 48 hours, so don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you're sure not to miss it. And that's it, really. And don't forget that if you have questions about rats, you can ask them in the comments and I will try to answer them in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and see you very soon!